Facing off, left fielder number 83, Kenny DiClemente, along with 88, Carson Hintz. In the second spot, number 49, Andy Leader, alongside number 8, Max Mohiber. In the third spot, designated hitter number 35, Liam Wilson. In the cleanup spot, first baseman number 52, Simon Grinberg, alongside 63, Carson Goodyear. In the fifth spot, right fielder number 34, Keegan Marsden, alongside number 3, Nick Splan. In the sixth spot, shortstop number 5, Stephen Whalen, alongside number 29, Irv Murdoch. In the seventh spot, catcher number 22, Robbie Gauthier, alongside number 27, Tyler Hintz. In the eighth spot, third baseman number 10, David Paulson, alongside number 24, Andrew Keough. In the ninth spot, second baseman number 6, Evan Sherman, alongside number 20, Liam Wake. Starting pitcher for this afternoon's game, number 62, Skyler Janice. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand as you're able and remove your hats for the singing of O Canada performed by Hilary Sears.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Welcome to Jack Couch Park, as we are here on Baycats TV. I'm Patrick Melbourne with you. It's going to be a good one, I think, as we set up. Kitchener Panthers have taken the field. Barrie Baycats about to go to the plate for the first time. If you're watching on Baycats TV, welcome. This is our first road game that we've gone with video, so hopefully that's going to work out and we can give you another angle on some of these Baycats road games throughout the season. Baycats about to take the field. Let's give you the lineup here on Baycats TV. Managed by Josh Matlow. Noel McGarry-Doyle will lead things off and play left field. And Jake Wilson in his normal now number 2 spot. He was batting first for most of the season, but has been batting second for a little while now. Juan Familia, who's been excellent for the Baycats, batting third. And then Ryan Rio in the cleanup spot as the DH. Roy Sando batting fifth. He is the second baseman. Then Carson Burns, the shortstop. James Anderson, the catcher. Owen Jansen, the third baseman. And Brendan Colley is the first baseman, batting ninth. On the mound for the Kitchener Panthers, it is going to be Skyler Janice, 28-year-old right-hander, making his first start of the season for the Kitchener Panthers. He has pitched in the Frontier League in the past.
Noel McGarry-Doyle.
All right, let's do it. Noel McGarry-Doyle standing in for the first at-bat of the game, facing off against the right-hander Skyler Janice, and the first pitch from Janice is fouled to the left side, and we are underway. Trying to get you a good angle here on Baycats TV as we experiment with a brand new setup. Thanks for taking this journey with us. Janice, right-hander, kicks and throws, and that is a strike. Quickly 0-2 to McGarry Doyle. We're here at beautiful Jack Couch Park in Kitchener. Baycats coming for their second time this season. It was a memorable first one. Mark Paré and I called that. Here's the pitch from Janice, and it is down and in, 1-2. Ryan Rio hit a home run, his first home run of the season in that game. Riley Hoover with a good start. These two teams also faced off just a few days ago in Vintage Throne Stadium in Barrie, where the Baycats won 15-2. It was not the game Kitchener had imagined. Janice kicks and comes home, and that is strike 3 to McGarry Doyle, right in the middle of the strike zone. And McGarry Doyle down on strikes for the first out of this ball game.
Second fielder number 15, Jake Wilson.
Here's the defense for the Kitchener Panthers. Left to right in the outfield, it's Kenny DiClemente in left, Andy Leader in center, Keegan Marsden is in right, David Polson is the third baseman, Stephen Whalen at short, Evan Sherman the second baseman, Simon Grinberg over at first, and then Robbie Gauthier behind the plate for Skylar Janice. Jake Wilson fouls it back. Panthers very excited to see what Janice can do. They signed him earlier this season, but he's recently joined the team, and they're hoping that he can be a top of the rotation starter as the right-hander kicks, throws. Bit of a funky delivery as Wilson swings and misses. It's a delivery where the leg almost twists back, trying to play around with the hitter's timing. Wilson steps back in there, bat over his shoulder, as the Baycats wear their navy blue road jerseys. As that one's hit to right. That one's pretty deep, but it's not going to go into danger territory for the Panthers. Moving over is the right fielder. That is Keegan Marsden. He makes the catch, and there is one or two away in the first.
Right fielder number 25, Juan Familia.
So it's a fly out for Wilson, and that'll bring up Juan Familia. Familia playing in his third game with the Baycats. His first two have gone very well. Janice, the pitch. Big swing and a miss. First one, he hit a home run at Vintage Throne Stadium. And then the second one, he hit 2 doubles. So he already has 3 extra base hits in his short 2-game career with the Baycats so far. Manager Josh Matlow really liking what he's seeing. Janice twists back, now comes home, and that is a big swing and a miss. Familia was late on it, and the count is 0-2. Familia up in the batting order. Malik Williams not in the batting order today. Pitch from Janice, and that one's inside. Janice does not work that quickly. He doesn't work at a slow pace, but it's not what we saw in that last London Barrie game, where Pedro De Los Santos and Adam Kahn were just throwing so quickly on the mound. Kicks and throws, and that one is popped up. Right side moving in is Marsden. Also a couple of infielders moving in. It's going to be the second baseman, Evan Sherman, to run over and make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Skylar Janice.
Okay, buddy.
Heading to the bottom of the first, you're watching the Baycats and the Panthers right here on Baycats TV.
Our special guests.
Bottom of the first inning here at Jack Couch Park. Let's give you that Kitchener Panthers batting order. They're managed by Don Menard. Kenny DiClemente will lead things off and play left field. Then Andy Leader, Liam Wilson, and Simon Grinberg. Wilson playing DH and batting third today. Keegan Marsden in the 5 spot. The right fielder, we've already seen him make a nice catch. And then Stephen Whalen, Robbie Gauthier, David Polson, and Evan Sherman in the 9 spot. They'll be facing off against someone who's looked really, really good for the Barrie Baycats this season, Evan Souls, 1-1 so far with a 4.22 ERA. He's made 10 appearances this season out of the bullpen. This is his 4th start of the season.
Starting at the bottom of the first for your Kitchener Panthers, left fielder number 83, Kenny DiClemente.
We'd also like to welcome any Kitchener Panthers fans watching on Baycats TV. This is the only place to watch this game on a broadcast today, so we'll make sure to bring facts and stats about your team as well. As that pitch is fouled away by the former Barrie Baycat, Kenny DiClemente, who's joined the Panthers this year and had a nice season overall so far. Hitting .278, .381 on base average. He's a guy that the Baycats saw a little bit of early last year, as that one is outside. DiClemente, lefty hitter against the righty Evan Souls. He's got some speed at the top of the order as the count goes 2-1. It'll be DiClemente and then Andy Leader and Liam Wilson. That's on the ground, or actually hit into the air right side. And that one's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. DiClemente, who's got speed, thinking 3 all the way out of the batter's box. He's going to get it. Throw is late. It's a leadoff triple for Kenny DiClemente.
Center fielder number 49, Andy Leader.
Man, he can really move on the base paths. And Kenny DiClemente has himself a leadoff triple against a good pitcher in Evan Souls. So Souls stares in against Andy Leader, who's hitting .421 this season as he takes a big swing and a miss, making it 0-1. Leader hit third in that game in Barrie. He scored one of the only 2 runs that Kitchener scored. Souls ready, kicks and throws, and he hits that off the end of the bat, foul right side. It's a bit of a different looking lineup for Kitchener. The reason why I emphasized Liam Wilson in the lineup DHing is he was not in that order a couple of days ago. Reese Reading was the DH that day. 0-2. And that one's just going to be low. Nice crowd here at Jack Couch Park in Kitchener. It is a minor baseball day and take your dog to the park day. Souls ready. Kicks and throws. And that's hit to the left side. Moving over is Noel McGarry Doyle. Also moving over Jake Wilson. Back at the wall. And Wilson makes the catch. Throws it back in. Kenny DiClemente is going to tag up and score. It is 1-0 Panthers early on.
Designated hitter number 35, Lee Wilson.
So a sac fly by Andy Leader and the first RBI of the day for the Panthers. And the Kitchener has a 1-0 lead. Big swing and a miss from Liam Wilson, who's returning to the batting order today. And he can hit, man. .357 the batting average. And this is a lineup that can hit. You look at the RBI totals. That one's hit to right. Moving over and making the catch is the Baycats right fielder Juan Familia. And there are 2 away.
First baseman number 52, Simon Grinberg.
Grinsberg, as we take a quick look at the defense, we'll revisit that in a moment as Grinberg fouls it away. Noel McGarry Doyle is in left, Jake Wilson in center, Juan Familia in right, Owen Jansen's the third baseman, Carson Burns at shortstop, Royce Ando at second, Brendan Cawley at first, James Anderson behind the plate for Evan Souls. Pitch is inside to Simon Grinberg. First inning, by the way, brought to you by Starting Lineup Uniforms and Apparel. Starting Lineup Uniforms and Apparel, the official jersey provider of the Barrie Baycats. Your season starts here. Ready on the mound, comes home, and that is lined right side. Very high, but very foul. Count 2-2. Panthers having deep at-bats against Evan Souls early, but they're also getting hard contact off him. Here it comes, and that one's up high. Defense playing normally with the runner in. Kenny DiClemente, who tripled and then scored to lead off this inning. Here's the pitch, and that one is popped up foul. Have to ask Matt Russell, the PA announcer, if a ball's ever come on the roof of where we are on a foul ball. He is nodding yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's the pitch from Souls. That one's hit up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Second hit of the inning off Evan Souls. This time it's Simon Grinberg, who has a single.
Right fielder number 34, Keegan Marsden.
Keegan Marsden steps in. Another guy who was not in that lineup a couple of days ago. Another lefty in this Panthers batting order. Souls pauses, looks at the runner, and now comes to the plate, and that one's hit to right field, but it's going to go foul. They are certainly not avoiding hard contact like they want to if you're the Barrie Baycats. Souls, who started the season in the bullpen and has moved to the rotation after some changes. Inside. Baycats started the year with Jason Aquino, of course, and Marshall Leishman had a start, but now the rotation has settled into being Juan Benitez with some combination of Adam Kahn, Souls, Riley Hoover, and then Frank Garces is expected soon, as that one's outside. Was talking a little bit with Josh Matlow about Frank Garces, and they really expect him to be a difference maker this season as he arrives with the team soon. Such a dominant year his first time around with the Baycats. 2-1 coming on, and that one is just up high. Count 3-1. Runner not taking a big lead at first, that's Grinberg. Now it's a little bit bigger. Souls ready. Runner does go, and the pitch is hit foul on the left side. If he wants to steal a base, he'll have to go again. Marsden can hit and hit for power, but what he does really well is get on base and drive runners in, among the league leaders in RBI this year. Count 3-2. Souls looking in. A long pause. Runner does go, and that one again pops up. This time it looks like it's going to stay in fair territory. Moving over is Carson Burns, the shortstop. He makes the catch as he almost falls down, but he does keep the ball in his glove, and that'll end the inning. But the Panthers get one. After one, it is 1-0 Kitchener Panthers. You're watching Barrie Baycats baseball on Baycats TV. Top of the second inning is brought to you by Barrie Today. Local news, weather, Baycats scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news. Ryan Rio will lead things off here in the second inning, batting as the cleanup hitter. It was a 1-2-3 inning for Skylar Janice in the first. And after one, the Panthers have a 1-0 lead for him to work with. Pitch to Rio is hit on the ground first base side, and a good job right there at first by Grinberg to grab it, step on the bag at first, and there is one away.
Second baseman, number 7, Royce Ando.
Royce Ando back in the batting order for the Baycats after a few games where he was not available. That last game against the Majors, it was Owen Jansen at second. Then that last game against the Panthers at Vintage Throne Stadium, Ando was not in the lineup for that. Right-hander pitches and it's inside, gets away from the catcher, but there are no base runners. Ando, a good defender and a good hitter, as that is up high. Still hasn't really gotten in a groove the way he's wanted to this season so far. A 317 on base average. But we've seen different hitters who have started out a little bit behind where they want to be. As that one's hit to the left side, that one is deep, and that one is going to bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. Royce Ando will pull in at second base. It's a ground rule double for the Baycats second baseman, and they have their first base runner of the afternoon.
Shortstop number 3, Carson Burns.
So Ando at second, and that'll bring up Carson Burns, who has really been seeing the ball well lately. Carson Burns reached base 3 times yesterday, and then 3 times the day before that, or the game before that. So that's 6 times in the last 2 games. First pitch, a ball to him, 1-0. Burns with a tall left-handed stance, bat horizontal over his shoulder. Now starts waving it as the pitch comes in, and that's a big swing and a miss. Just ahead of that pitch by Skylar Janice. Janice is a guy who's been pro for quite a while. I believe 7 years he has spent pro, has pitched in the American Association in the Frontier League. And now pauses, looks back at the runner, comes home. A quicker delivery now that there's a runner on base and the pitch is inside. Burns average up to 273 now. Count 2-1. Runner taking the lead off second. That's Royce Ando. Ando takes the lead. Pitcher delivers home, and it is up and in. Count 3-1. James Anderson is on deck. Righty pitcher, lefty hitter. Again looks at the runner, but no one's covering, so he can't go back there. Now comes home, and that is hit left side, but it's going to go foul. Just hit it off the end of the bat a little bit too much. Baycats really happy that Carson Burns has gotten rolling with the bat because he's been such a good defender for the team. When they re-signed him in the offseason, as the pitch is swung on and missed, that is strike 3, and they battle back from 3-1 to strike out Burns. Just to finish up that story on Burns, when they signed Carson Burns this offseason, they were talking about how they thought he was the best defensive shortstop in the league, and it's hard to argue with that. There are some good shortstops in the league, but Carson Burns, at least one of the best, if not the best. Speaking of good defenders, James Anderson at the plate. Today he's catching. Sometimes he's in left field, sometimes he's in right field. And how many outfielders can you say can also catch as well as James can? That's in the dirt. Good block keeps Ando at second. James Anderson, who has been in the middle of so many big moments for the Baycats this year, both offensively and really defensively as well. One of 3 catchers on the team now. For a while it was 2. Comes home, Check swing. Did he go? They check at first. He did not. Crowd doesn't love it. Count 2-0. Team has added Dylan Shepard as a third catcher. So that gives them some extra flexibility with how to set up the batting order. Here's the pitch from Janice, and that is fouled to the right side. Janice's delivery is nice and smooth. Very different from when there's a base runner on compared to when there's not. It's a lot quicker. He's working at a different speed entirely, but it's still a nice smooth motion to the plate. A little bit less playing with the timing when there's a runner on. Big cut and a miss from Anderson, 2-2. He got Rio to ground out. He has struck out 2 in this game, and he's trying to make it 3. Carson Burns, the last batter, struck out. Now James Anderson standing in. Janice trying to get the same result here. 2-2. The righty comes home, and that is fouled away. We'll do it again. Just a gorgeous day, by the way. Especially, and it would be a really nice day normally, but especially after yesterday where it was over 30 degrees with high humidity, it just feels so nice right now. Janice again, 2-2. That one's hit to right and foul. Janice takes a walk around the mound just to reset and give himself an extra moment of time. And walking back to the bag, you can see it in the middle of our Baycats TV video feed. I know it's not as zoomed in as we'd like it to be, but it's our first time doing video on the road, so hopefully you're enjoying it. Pitch is strike 3. It's a called strike 3. Anderson down on strikes. Janice gets his third strikeout, and that'll end the inning. Heading to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 Panthers. You're watching the Baycats and the Panthers on Baycats TV.
Starting at the bottom of the second for your Kitchener Panthers, shortstop number 5, Stephen Whalen.
Fans, all Saturday afternoon home games that start at 4 p.m. this season are Junior Baycats Days with the support and partnership of Rock 95, Cool FM, Barrie 360, Moonwalk Entertainment, and Dream Parties. That one's hit to right, and that one's gonna go over the fence for Stephen Whalen, and it's 2-0 Panthers. So the first inning begins with a triple, and the second inning begins with a home run. And the Panthers are up 2-0.
Catcher number 2, Robbie Gauthier.
What I was going to say at the end of that read was that family fun will be taken to a whole new level on the Junior Baycats days. So check out barriebaycats.com for the full schedule on those. Whalen goes deep, and it's 2-0 Panthers here in the bottom of the second. This is Robbie Gauthier, the catcher. Gauthier did not start that game in Barrie a couple of days ago. It was Grinberg at catcher. Today, Grinberg's playing first. Pitch fouled away, by the way, 2-1. Gauthier did start the game that these two teams played at Jack Couch Park earlier this season. It'll be Gauthier, then David Polson, and Evan Sherman, the bottom third of the order in this inning. Here's the pitch from Souls, and it hits him. Evan Souls claps his glove in frustration as his command is just not where he wants it to be. A home run and then a hit by pitch to open the inning.
Third baseman number 10, David Polson.
So David Polson stands in, and I would just like to give a quick apology to David Polson. We called him by the wrong name on our Baycats TV broadcast a couple of days ago, so we want to correct that and say David Polson. He is standing in now. Yeah. Lefty stance against the righty. Souls, that one is a strike, 0-1. Just not the way the Baycats wanted to start this game, to say the least. But Souls managed to work out of that inning without allowing much more after that triple. He did score on a single, but only 2 runs to this point for the Panthers, so that one is upstairs. Anderson stands up and throws him the ball just to give him an extra second. Polson's 0 for 3 in his career as a Kitchener Panther. Runner doesn't go, although he looked like he was going to for a second as the ball is fouled back. Souls stares in. Righty pitcher against the lefty hitter. A lot of lefties in this Panthers order today, as that is cut on and missed. Polson strikes out. First strikeout of the game for Souls.
Second baseman number 6, Evan Sherman.
Here's Evan Sherman, the second baseman, wearing number 6 today. Something to note if you're following along on Point Streak, by the way, the numbers might be a little bit different because the Panthers have changed some of the jersey numbers today, wearing their bright white home jerseys. Here's the pitch from Souls. Foul back into the glove of James Anderson on a high pitch, and the count is 1-1. Baycats have had 1 base runner on the Royce Ando ground rule double. This is now the 4th base runner on first base for the Panthers today. Here's the pitch from Souls. Runner doesn't go again. That one's grounded to the left side, and that one is going to get by Carson Burns and go to the outfield. Noel McGarry-Doyle throws it in, but the Panthers now have 2 base runners on in the second.
Left fielder number 83, Kenny DiClemente.
So 3 base runners total in the inning after the home run by Stephen Whalen. Gets a visit to the mound by James Anderson. Souls, who has been so good at limiting hard contact this year, has not found what he wants to today. Looks back at second. Kicks, throws, and it is fouled away. This is the first game for the Panthers since that 15-2 win for Barrie in Barrie. Barrie played last night against the Majors. Looks back at second. And that one hits him. It's the second hit by pitch of the inning. And the former Baycat will reach base.
Center fielder number 49, Andy Leader.
Andy Leader, who leads the team with 3 home runs, stands in with the bases loaded and only 1 out right now. Evan Souls trying to get through what has been a tough inning as that pitch is outside, 1-0. Leader, who has been in different spots in this batting order throughout the year. We've seen him in the leadoff spot. We've seen him down lower in the batting order. Batting second today. Here it is, and that one's low. Just looking back, Andy Leader was in the 3 spot a couple of days ago in the game that Juan Benitez started for the Baycats. And he was in this 2 spot the last time the Baycats were here at Jack Couch Park. Here's the pitch from Souls. That one's hit to the left side. That one could be trouble, but it's going to go into foul territory. Noel McGarry Doyle grabs it on a bounce. Andy Leader sure generating some power there, but it's just a loud strike, 2-1. Jet Jarvis was the leadoff guy that day. Kenny D. Clemente in the last couple has been the leadoff guy for the Panthers. Souls ready again. Anderson sets his sign. Here it is, and that one's outside. Count 3-1. There is no open base for Andy Leader to go to. The bases are loaded. Liam Wilson is on deck, and he is a dangerous hitter. A very dangerous hitter for Evan Souls to go up against if he gets to the plate. Kicks, throws, fouled straight back at the screen. Would have maybe been a souvenir for one of us in the media booth if there was no screen and no window and no a whole lot of things preventing us from getting. They just don't want us to get a souvenir. It's intentionally designed so we do not get a souvenir. And much like, here's the pitch from Souls again, as that one is hit to right field. That one is going to be caught by Juan Familia, but the runners, no, they won't tag. A great throw from Juan Familia to the plate. They would have got the runner. So a wise decision by the Panthers to stay, but the bases remain loaded now with 2 out.
Number 35, Liam Wilson.
A huge out there on the fly out from Andy Leader, and that'll ramp Liam Wilson. The other thing that both these teams share is that if you get a souvenir, if you get a ball, you're nicely asked to give it back. You get a food item here, you get a couple of bucks at Finch's Throne Stadium, as that one's fouled away by Liam Wilson, the very good DH. So, yeah, you kind of want to bring your own baseball and maybe get it autographed after the game. Souls ready, taking his time. Now throws, and that is hit very hard left center field, and that one's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. 1 runner's coming in to make it 3-0. 2 runners, and now it looks like a 3rd runner comes in as the throw from Burns is high. It's a bases clearing double for Liam Wilson, and the Panthers have extended their lead.
First baseman number 52, Simon Grinberg.
Make it 5-0 for the Kitchener Panthers. And I cannot remember the last time Evan Souls gave up 5 runs in an appearance. It's been a little while. Liam Wilson doubles, and now Simon Grinberg coming up. Still 2 outs upstairs. Can't 1-0. Souls kind of looking back at the runner Wilson in the middle of his delivery on that pitch. Not something you see super often. That one is hit to right field. That one is deep, and that one is gone. A 2-run home run by Simon Grinberg, and it's 7-0. Well, the Baycats won their matchup against Kitchener a couple of days ago, 15-2, and the Panthers...
Right fielder number 34, Keegan Marsden.
Well, the Panthers noticed that, and now they're up 7-0 at home. A meeting on the mound right now. Andrew White is out there to talk to Evan Souls in the infield. Simon Grinberg now 2 for 2. We're only in the second inning. Umpire going out there to break up the meeting now. Meeting over on the mounds as James Anderson returns behind the plate. Home plate umpire Matt Neely returns behind him. And now the right fielder Keegan Marsden steps in. 2 outs here in the second inning. It is 7-0 for the Kitchener Panthers, who have really seen the ball well off of Evan Souls today and avoided the pitches that were out of the strike zone. Count 1-0. Marsden popped out to shortstop his first time up. There's a strike. Between Andy Leader and Keegan Marsden so far, they are 0 for 3, so Souls has done a good job retiring some of the big hitters in this lineup, but a whole lot of them have scored now, too. Kicks and throws. That one's inside. Count goes 2-1. Comes home, and that one's hit to right center field. That one is not going to go as deep as the home run. Juan Familia over, and he makes the catch to end the inning. We're through 2. The Panthers have taken a big 7-0 lead as we head to the third inning. You're watching Baycats TV. Top three, here's Owen Jansen. Skylar Janice back out there on the mound. Baycats up 7-0, or Baycats down 7-0 rather. Panthers up 7-0 as we enter the third inning of play. Jansen hits that one to center field. Not super deep, moving in very quickly and trying to make the play as Andy Leader, but he's not going to be able to do it. Owen Jansen reaches base, and he's another guy that has been on base so often lately.
First baseman number 17, Brandon Colley.
3 times on base yesterday. 4 times on base in the Kitchener game on Thursday. So it's no real surprise to see he's right back on the base paths in the third inning in this game. That'll bring up Brendan Colley. Third inning brought to you by First Aid Canada, your Canadian source for first aid kits, AEDs, safety products, and more. Shop online today at firstaidcanada.com. Very dangerous time for me to start reading that, because last time I started reading one of those, there was a home run right in the middle of it. Ben Davey has never had that problem, as that pitch is down and away. Jansen's going to stay at first. I need to ask Ben how he reads some of those and never gets interrupted with a home run. Granted, that's the first time I've had this problem as well, but I feel like it might happen again at some point. 7-0 Panthers. Here's the pitch from Skylar Janice. Hit through shortstop. That's a base hit. Nice contact from Brendan Colley, who reaches base and improves his .452 on base average. And the Baycats have 2 runners on to start the third.
Pizza thing's cursed. You just give me a shout for the base.
2 straight singles to open the inning.
Left fielder number 95, Noel McGarry Doyle.
And that'll bring up Noel McGarry Doyle. Noel struck out his first time up. And that one down low. Yesterday, McGarry Doyle reached base 4 times. 2 hits, a fielder's choice, and an error. And it was kind of weird yesterday because there were so many errors between the 2 teams, but it never really had a big in-game impact. The pitchers pitched so well, they were able to overcome them. Count 2-0 to Noel McGarry Doyle. Clouds coming in, by the way. You can kind of see that at the top of your screen. They look a little darker on the screen than they do to my eye as the pitch is inside. No, that's going to be a strike. It has been a bit of a wide strike zone by home plate umpire Matt Neely. So we'll see how that goes throughout the night. Count 2-1.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yep.
Righty pitcher against the lefty hitter. Janice kicks and throws. McGarry Doyle shows bunt. Did he pull it back in time? No, he didn't. That's going to be... Oh, he did! Wow. So McGarry Doyle did not go, and it's 3-1. He showed bunt. It looked like he pulled it back, and then it looked like it was going to be a little bit late, but they decided to give him the ball, so it's 3-1. The count? That one's on the ground up the middle. That one's going to get through for a base hit. Rounding third is Owen Jansen. He's going to be stopped by Andrew White, as it was a great throw in center field by Andy Leader. And you know what that was? That was Andrew White knowing Andy Leader has a fantastic arm home.
Jake Wilson.
So Jansen to third, Colley to second, McGarry Doyle on first with 3 straight singles. And suddenly the Baycats, who had only received 1 base runner in the first 2 innings, have loaded the bases with nobody out in the third. Janice ready, and that's a big swing and a miss from Jake Wilson, who's swinging at the first pitch. 0-1. Wilson flew out his first time. Count 0-1. And that is a strike, 0-2. Just want to mention something about the man standing on second base right now, Brendan Colley. Last time we talked about how he gets on base through walks. He was leading the team with 6 walks. He's up to 8 now. And he's got a .452 on base average coming into today.
Yeah, he is.
Compared to a .207 batting average. So he gets on base a lot, and he walks a lot. He's been playing good defense, too, at third base. Today he's at first base. Malik Williams not in the lineup. And Ryan Rio DHing. Here's the pitch to Wilson. That's a swing and a miss. Wilson down on strikes, and there is one away.
Right fielder number 25, Juan Familia.
In Juan Familia's first at-bat, he popped out to right field. So we'll see how he can do in the second one. With the bases loaded and one out, he has a home run already with the Baycats as well as 2 doubles in a couple of games. Pitch up and in. Familia joining the Baycats for the first time in that Kitchener game on Thursday, and he made a clear impact to fans right away. Fans definitely know his name now. Pitch from Janice, outside and low. Count 2-0 to 1. I mean, if you come in and you hit a home run in your debut, fans are going to know your name. Fans are going to be like, hey, I know that guy. 2-0. There's a strike. Familia hitting .375 so far with the Baycats, although it's a small sample size, so batting average is not super helpful there. Count 2-1. Kicks and throws, and that one's outside. 3-1. Looked like they were checking whether that was a check swing or not because the pitch was well outside. So the count goes 3-1 to Juan Familia. Ryan Rio, the DH, waits on deck. And that one's hit to left field. That one's pretty deep, and that one is gonna go! Juan Familia with his second home run with the Baycats. It's a grand slam, and the Baycats are right back in this game. It's 7-4. It's a home run, and it's a big one for Familia. It's his second with the team. And man, the Baycats needed that right now, didn't they? 7-4 this game is, as Skylar Janice, who was rolling through the first 2 innings, has given up 4 runs in the third. This could be a high-scoring one. Maybe the least bold thing I've said on commentary because, you know, 7-4 game here in the third. Ryan Rio lines that one to right. That's going to be a base hit, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Rio rounding first. He's going to go into second. He is not the fastest runner on the team, but he's going to get in there without a throw. It is cut off by the second baseman, Evan Sherman, and it is a big double for Ryan Rio, and still only 1 out in the inning.
7, Royce Ando.
And look at that, Royce Ando, who is the only batter who reached base in the first 2 innings on that big ground rule double to left center field, stands in with another runner in scoring position. Pitcher's upstairs. 1-0. Skylar Janice, who was looking so good on the mound for the first couple innings, now having a bit of a tougher time with it. That pitch is inside, and it's 2-0 to Royce Ando. Ando, right-handed hitter against the right-handed Janice on the mound. It's Ryan Rio on second. Defense playing double play depth. Here comes home. And that's a strike. First one of the at-bat, 2-1. Ando has not played in a few games for the Baycats, like mentioned. Owen Jansen and Brendan Colley and a couple others, like Brantfee and Fonse, have been in the order instead. Here's the pitch. On the ground to short. Moving over and making the play on the throw to first is the shortstop, Stephen Whalen. Simon Grinberg makes the catch. There are 2 away. Here's
number 3.
Here's Carson Burns. Burns has been red hot. We've mentioned how many times he's been on base these last couple of games. Pitch inside. He struck out in his first at-bat And Manny would like to continue his on-base streak here with Ryan Rio at second base. Just want to mention, by the way, Ryan Rio has been hitting really well at Jack Couch Park this season. Pitch comes in, and that is just inside 2-0. Rio had a big home run here for his first home run of the season last time the Baycats came to Kitchener. Burns to right field. That one's pretty deep. Going back at the wall, and Carson Burns has hit it out. A home run for Carson Burns. He stays red hot at the dish, and it's 7-6. Man, the Baycats can hit. A game that was 7-0 heading into this inning.
James Anderson.
A home run for Burns, scores Ryan Rio, and now it's a one-run game. Skylar Janice threw that one right in the middle of the zone. Kicks and throws to James Anderson, who swings and misses on a pitch outside, and it's 1-0. Man, that home run was hit hard by Carson Burns, who has just been on fire lately. Had that home run in London. And I believe that's 2 straight road games with a home run for Burns. Cat 1-1 to James Anderson. Here it comes, and it is up and in. The Baycats have now scored 21 runs against Kitchener across these last 2 games. 2-1. And that is a strike. This is Janice's first start in the IBL. Never mind his first start as a Baycat. It was Christian Hawk who started that game in Barrie. Here it comes, and that is hit right side. That one's going to get down. That's a base hit for James Anderson. And suddenly, and that one is going to be mishandled and right, so James Anderson's going to get an extra base out of that. It's a double or a single and an error. Either way, James Anderson stands at second. It's going to be called a double for him. And the Baycats, after one base runner reached in the first 2 innings, have batted around in the third.
Owen Jansen.
They've batted around in the third and made it a 1-run game. Don Menard, or one of his coaches, out to the mound. I believe that is Don. Just giving a bit of a talk to Skylar Janice. This inning has not gone the way he's wanted it to say the very least. And now Owen Jansen, who singled to start this at-bat, or to start this inning, rather, stands in again. Have we mentioned that Owen Jansen has shown more power lately? As he takes a big power cut at that one. Misses 0-1. Jansen's slugging percentage is .488 heading into this game. Brendan Colley on deck. There are 2 out now in the inning. We're here at the top of the third. Baycats down by 1 at 7-6. Jansen hits it on the ground, right side, foul. Weak contact off that pitch, just a little bit behind it.
Well, exactly, yeah.
It is Panthers 7. It is Baycats 6 here on Baycats TV. Here at Jack Couch Park in a day that has been really, really nice. It's turning a little bit more humid now, and the clouds are going over the stadium. You can see them on our video, but it hasn't started to rain. Jansen swings and misses. Gets away from the catcher, but he throws on to first to end the inning. And after the Baycats bat around and score 6 runs, it's suddenly a 1-run game at Jack Couch Park. It's Panthers 7, Baycats 6. You're watching Baycats TV. So the Barrie Baycats bat around in the third inning after the Kitchener Panthers nearly bat around in the second inning. Max Loishko, the new pitcher, pitches home to Stephen Whalen, and that one's fouled left side. Loishko coming in for the Baycats. He's a guy who has not seen the mound in a little while. This is his third game of the season. He has a sidearm delivery and a right-handed delivery against a left-handed Whalen. Whalen homered his last time up. No shortage of runs in this one. Already 13 scored across the two teams. Loishko ready. Comes home, and that one's hit on the line right side, and it's going to go foul. Solid contact there for Stephen Whalen, who has had a really nice season so far, hitting .315 with a .367 on base average. Trying to extend the lead back. It was 7-0 after 2, and now it's 7-6. Panthers still lead, but the Baycats sure had a heck of an inning. Pitch comes from Loishko, and it is popped up left side, moving over to the third baseman, Owen Jansen. He'll make the catch, and there is one away.
Catcher number 2, Robbie Gauthier.
So here's Gauthier, who was hit by a pitch last time up. Gauthier ended up scoring after reaching on that hit by pitch. Loishko kicks, delivers, and that one's hit center field, fairly deep, but not that deep. Jake Wilson will move back. He'll make the catch, and there are 2 away.
Third baseman number 10, David Polson.
Here's David Polson. David Polson, third baseman. So far 0 for 4 as a Panther, as that one is up and away. One of the newer Kitchener Panthers. As that one is solid contact to right center field. Moving over is Juan Familia. Man, he's got a lot of outfield range, doesn't he? He makes the catch in right center field, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Max Loishko. Heading to the 4th inning, Panthers have a 1-run lead. You're watching Baycats TV. Brendan Colley will lead things off in the 4th inning, which is brought to you by Centerfield Foods, feeding fans and families at the Barrie Community Sports Complex since 2005. First pitch of ball to Colley. The Baycats batted around in an inning that saw 2 home runs. Pitch from Janice is outside again, 2-0. First home run by Juan Familia, who hit his 2nd home run and 4th extra base hit in 3 games with the Baycats. 2-0. And that is a strike. Clearly the scouting report on Colley right now is to throw outside pitches and hope he goes. Colley's got maybe the best eye on the team, though. He has more walks than anybody. 2nd home run, by the way, was by the red-hot Carson Burns. Big swing and a miss, 2-2. That was a pitch in the zone. And Colley just laid on it.
This is leading down there. Oh, yeah.
Top of the order after this. Here's the pitch. And that is strike 3. Brendan Colley down on strikes. 1 away.
Back to the top of the order. Left fielder number 95, Noel McGarry Doyle.
So McGarry Doyle now. Here's a pitch from Janice. It's inside. Having a bit of a technical issue with our camera. Just trying to sort that out. Here's the 0-1. And McGarry Doyle hits that one to the right side. That one's back. That one is out of here. Noel McGarry Doyle with the 3rd home run of the day for the Barrie Baycats. And it was 7-0, but now we're tied. 7-7.
Center fielder number 15, Jake Wilson.
7-7 at Jack Couch Park right now. First pitch to Jake Wilson is taken, and it is a strike, 0-1. A home run for Noel McGarry Doyle. His 2nd hit in as many innings. Next pitch is down low to Jake Wilson. Here it comes, and that is popped up. Right side moving over is the first baseman. He's going to give way to the pitcher who makes the catch. That's Skylar Janice who makes the catch. And there's 1 away. Or there's 2 away, excuse me. After Colley struck out and Wilson popped out. And that'll bring up Juan Familia, who homered in his last at-bat.
Right fielder number 25, Juan Familia.
Baycats have hit 3 homers today. They hit 3 homers in their last road game in London. It is 7-7 in a game that, again, was 7-0 Kitchener in the 2nd inning. Familia shows bunt, fouls it back to the Kitchener dugout. So you know what that means for both teams on the pitching side? Scoreless ball game. That's the mindset that both Janice and Max Loischko are going to have on the hill. Brand new one. Here it comes. Cut on and miss, 0-2. The offense for the Baycats, though, will not be thinking that. They'll be thinking we battled right back in and we are hot at the plate right now. And you know what? Kitchener's dugout must be thinking the same thing at the plate. The bats have looked good as that one is hit to the left side. That one is going to go foul, though. Had home run distance, but it was well foul. Count was 0-2, remains 0-2. Janice, ready, comes home. And that is a check swing. Did he go? No. And I believe that is the right call over at first base. And I'm not just saying that on Baycats TV. I believe he did not go on that one. So the count is 2-2. I believe it's 2-2. I could be wrong. Yeah, it is 2-2. Here it comes. And that is strike 3. Familia down on strikes. But the Baycats get a home run from Noel McGarry-Doyle to tie things up. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Baycats 7, Panthers 7. You're watching Baycats TV. Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th inning. Evan Sherman will lead things off for the Kitchener Panthers. As the Baycats have battled all the way back, it is tied 7-7. Max Loichko now working in a tie game as that one is inside, gets away from James Anderson.
Second baseman number 6, Evan Sherman.
Doesn't end up mattering. Nobody's on base. Patrick Melbourne here with you on Baycats TV here at Jack Couch Park. That one is grounded left side foul. We know you're used to Mark Paré if you're a Kitchener Panthers fan. Mark is away today, so hopefully Panthers fans are enjoying this broadcast as well. Panthers have a good team this year. They have battled the Baycats well. I know that game in Barrie a few days ago did not go the Panthers' way in a big way, but it's still a very good team. There's a strike. Count 1-1. Evan Sherman singled his first time up. Ready on the mound, Max Loichko. Count 1-0. Here it comes. And that one is up over the head of Evan Sherman. Count goes 2-1. Defense playing traditionally for Barrie. Here it comes. As that is hit, he's jammed and it goes back to the screen. Count goes 2-2. Evan Sherman leading things off for the Panthers. It'll be Kenny DiClemente next and then Andy Leader, the first 3 batters scheduled for this inning against the pitcher Max Loichko, second pitcher for the Baycats. Big swing and a miss, and Evan Sherman down on strikes, 1 away.
Back to the top of the order, left fielder number 83, Kenny DiClemente.
Kenny DiClemente started this ball game with a triple. Left-handed hitter, has a lot of speed at the top of this order, hitting .278 coming into today and has been on base both times. First one was directly in his control with a big triple. Second one he was hit with a pitch, so they're not going to add to his batting average, but they will add to his on-base average. 0-1 from Loichko's outside, make it even at 1. We're here in the 4th inning in a game at Jack Couch Park in Kitchener. Nice crowd here in Kitchener, having some 50-50 in program prizes in the middle of innings. You might be able to hear Matt Russell, the PA announcer, in the background when he's announcing players. Lorishko's pitch outside. 3-1. Baycats facing Kitchener for the third time this season. Here's the pitch, and that is a strike. And this zone has been wide tonight. It's been consistent on both sides, but it has been a wide zone. It just showed again there, making it 3-2. Lorishko kicks, delivers, and that is ball 4. That one is too wide. So DiClemente with a 1-out walk.
Center fielder number 49, Andy Leader.
Baycats play Kitchener twice in July. Both times are at Vintage Throne Stadium, because Kitchener's only visited once so far. They're both in July. That is a strike to Andy Leader. Leader's 0 for 2. So they face Kitchener on July 9th at 7, and then July 23rd, which is one of our 2 remaining junior Baycats days. They then come to Kitchener one more time, as that one's going to hit him. Kenny DiClemente was going on the pitch, but the pitch hit Andy Leader, and the Kitchener Panthers have 2 base runners.
Designated hitter number 35, Liam Wilson.
Just to finish up my point, the Baycats will travel to Kitchener one more time this season on August 7th at 2 p.m. Liam Wilson's 1 for 2, flew out in the first and had a double in the second. Has a runner on second, Kenny DiClemente, and a runner on first, Andy Leader. Good speed at second, good speed at first. Really good speed at second, I should say, actually, because DiClemente can run. And I mean, he can run really fast. He's a guy you might use as a pinch runner. Baycats did last year. That one's outside. Wilson's hitting .357. At least coming into today. It might have changed a little bit, but he's 1 for 2. Can't 1-1. Fans very vocal about what they want Max Lorishko and Liam Wilson to do. Baycats fans hoping Lorishko can get him out up and in. Panthers fans hoping Wilson can have another big extra base hit and perhaps drive in a run. It is tied at 7 here on Baycats TV. Two-one. Kicks, throws, and that's on the ground. And it'll get by Owen Jansen. DiClemente is going to score on this one, or at least he's going to try to. Throw coming home, and it bounces over James Anderson's glove. 1 run is in. Leader stops at third. It's a double for Liam Wilson. They're going to give him a single. He'll advance. Josh Matlow and the infield in to visit with Max Lorishko, the pitcher. It is understandable that they'll be cautious about this at-bat because Simon Grinberg hit a home run in his last one. So Grinberg, who is 2 for 2.
Baycats number 62, Aiden Russell.
As I didn't know this, Max Lojko actually left the mound. It is a new pitcher for the Barrie Baycats. It's Aiden Russell. We'll take a short break. When we come back, new pitcher on Baycats TV. New pitcher for the Barrie Baycats, Aiden Russell, who has been phenomenal this year. He has appeared in several games. This is his 8th, and he has not allowed a run. That's wrong. He has allowed a run, but he hasn't allowed very many runs. Here's the pitch, and that is up and in. I'm used to his ERA from a little bit earlier on the season. He did give up a couple of runs, but his ERA is still at 2.45. Almost every appearance this season has been scoreless for Aiden. And that really, as that pitch is inside, that tells you how good he's been. Even if I was wrong there in that he has given up a run this season, my first instinct was still to say he was scoreless this season. So that tells you how good Aiden has been on the mound. Facing off against Simon Grinberg. And he lines that one right side, foul. Runners in scoring position, 2nd and 3rd. We're here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It is 8-7 Panthers after Kenny DiClemente scored on a single by Liam Wilson. Russell kicks, throws, and that one's outside. Count 3-1. There is an open base at first. If they walk a runner, they will not walk in a run. But there are still 2 in scoring position. Here's the pitch from Russell, and that one is ball 4. So the bases are loaded for the Panthers again. A fan very, very opinionated on what's happening right now. Keegan Marsden, also very opinionated because he'd like a hit right now. He has a very strong opinion that he'd like a hit. If you ask Keegan Marsden right now, it might be the strongest opinion in the place. I want a hit. So the bases are loaded. There is 1 out. Aiden Russell on the mound facing off against the lefty, Marsden, who is 0 for 2. And he pops that one up. It'll go into foul territory and out of play. Marsden, one of 2 batters in this lineup to not get on base today so far. I believe he leads the team in RBI right now. He has 14. Kicks and throws. Up and in. It's a lefty-lefty matchup that should hypothetically benefit the pitcher, but you also run the risk if the pitch is inside of throwing it too far inside and not getting that strike. That's what happened there. 1-1. And that one is the same thing, 2-1. Count 2-1 from Aiden Russell to Keegan Marsden, who is the 6th batter of the inning. Kicks, throws, and that one is inside again, and it's 3-1. Stephen Whalen is on deck. Whalen is also homered today. Home run so far on the Panthers side by Grinberg and Whalen. 3-1 coming up. And that is hit off the end of the bat left side. Noel McGarry-Doyle moves over to his right, makes the catch, and now throws it in. It is going to score a run on the sac fly. Andy Leader scores, and it's 9-7.
Shortstop number 5, Stephen Whalen.
Panthers have added 2 in the inning. Here's the pitch from Russell. And that one's fouled back. Stephen Whalen is 1 for 2. He has a home run. Aiden Russell taking his time, getting the sign from James Anderson. Looks back and now comes home, and that is grounded to short. Carson Burns gets it on a funny hop. He has to take it and not do anything with it, but he kept it in the infield and kept a run from crossing the plate there, and the bases are loaded again. And you know,
number 2, Robbie Gauthier.
Carson Burns won't be happy with that because he didn't get anybody out, but it was an important play to keep that ball in the infield because it gives Aiden Russell another opportunity to get out of this inning. Here's Robbie Gauthier. He was hit by a pitch in the second, and then the third inning he flew out. Big swing and a miss. And that third inning for Max Loishko, that was a 1-2-3 inning. Baycats were hoping that that would continue in the fourth. It so far has not. Well, it's not going to continue in the fourth, but it so far has not gone back to a smooth getting of outs, as that one's fouled away. There was probably a better way I could have said that, but I think everybody kind of figured out what I was going for by the end of that sentence. Gauthier ready at the plate. The catcher for the Kitchener Panthers. Kitchener has taken the lead back. Russell comes home, and that one's down and away. Count 1-2. Chance of let's go Panthers. Russell ready, looks back at the runner at second base, who's taking a lead. Ready to pitch to Robbie Gauthier. Here it is, and that one fouled away. We'll do it again. Count remains 1-2. Panthers have scored 2. They'd like to add more in the inning. Bases are loaded with 2 out. Here it comes. That one hit to the left side, but it's going to go out of play. My recommendation, by the way, as it gets more humid, is that if you get a souvenir ball and you decide to trade it in for a food item worth up to $1, which you can do here at Jack Couch Park, I would do it to get a water or something cold because it's starting to get humid. 1-2. Outside, 2-2. It's not nearly as humid as it was yesterday, where, honestly, it was the hottest day I've ever been in the broadcast booth for. It was over 30 degrees. It was humid. Here's the 2-2. That one's hit to left center field. That one could be trouble. Moving over Noel McGarry-Doyle. He'll get it on a hop. It'll go all the way to the wall. 1 run in, 2 runs in, 3 runs are going to score, and it's going to be 12-7 for the Kitchener Panthers. And they throw it away, and the runner's going to get to third. So Gauthier gets to third. 3 runs are in, and it is 12-7.
Third baseman number 10, David Coulson.
It is quickly getting to the point where if the Baycats want to win this game, they're going to have to do that comeback again. They came back from a 7-0 deficit and now trail 12-7. Russell delivers, and that one's up high. So Gauthier gets to second after a double.
Yeah.
The ball was thrown away. I'll be honest, I missed the play. I looked down to score it, and suddenly he was standing at third. Here's the pitch from Russell. There's a strike, 1-1. So I'll get confirmation on that during the inning break. But Gauthier is at third. David Polson standing at the plate, lefty-lefty matchup, but that one's up and away. Some fan is really not happy with this strike zone. Unfortunately for that fan, an argument between the fan and the umpire will always have the umpire win. It's a lot like when a player is not happy with the strike zone. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. And the count is 2-2. Umpires tend to win those fights. Plenty of fans enjoying this one here at Jack Couch Park. A really nice amount of fans.
Except for the ones behind the plate.
2-2. And Russell took too long, so Polson calls time. This is the second time all 9 hitters have come to bat in an inning. Panthers hoping to bat around. Evan Sherman, who started off this inning, is on deck. 2-2. And he swings and misses, gets away from Anderson, but he gathers it, throws onto first. Cauley makes the catch, and that will finally end the inning. But the Panthers add 5 more. We head to the 5th inning. Panthers 12, Baycats 7. You're watching the Baycats and the Panthers on Baycats TV.
Starting us out with the 5th for the Baycats. Designated hitter number 27, Ryan Rio.
5th inning brought to you by Etal Paving for all of your residential, commercial, and industrial paving needs, providing quality service for over 37 years because you deserve the best. 12-7, here's Ryan Rio. First pitch swinging, and he hits it left side and through the shortstop area for a base hit. So 1 pitch, 1 base runner for the Baycats here in the 5th.
Second baseman number 7, Royce Ando.
Baycats had a heck of a 3rd inning. And the 4th inning, they added 1 more run. It was a quicker inning in the 4th, but they tied things up. Now Kitchener has added 5 more. There's the ball up high. Royce Ando has a double and a ground out. Rio takes his lead off first. Here's the pitch. That's hit up the middle. Andy Leader's got it. Makes the catch. And there is 1 away. So here's Carson Burns.
Shortstop number 3, Carson Burns.
Burns 1 for 2, had a strikeout, and then had a big home run. There's a strike. It was the second home run of the third inning after Juan Familia's grand slam. Here's the 0-1. Burns hits it on the ground right side. That one's going to get through and all the way into the outfield after it's mishandled at first base by Simon Grinberg. Rio rounds second. He goes into third. It's a double for Carson Burns unless they call it an error on the hop.
Catcher number 34, James.
They will call it a hit. So Rio into third, 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out for the Baycats catcher James Anderson, who does have a double today. The Baycats used to playing in humid weather at this point. I hate to bring up the weather again, but it is getting more and more humid as this game goes on. You wonder if the rain is coming, but you can kind of see at the top of your screen there's no real sign of it yet. If anything, the clouds are going away. Count 1-0 to Anderson. Here it comes. That is fouled. No, could stay in fair territory. Moving over is the catcher. He'll get called off by the pitcher, Janice. It looked like Robbie Gauthier would have a play, but it was Skylar Janice who made the catch. There are 2 away.
Third baseman number 14, Owen Jansen.
Jansen has a single today. Owen Jansen standing in now. Baycats trying to bring in 2 runners. Ryan Rio opened this inning with a single and then a double by Carson Burns. Pitch up and into Owen Jansen. It'll be Jansen and then perhaps Brendan Cawley if Jansen can get on base. There are 2 away. Here's the pitch from Skylar Janice, and that is foul tipped into the glove, making it 1-1. Janice being given a second opportunity to get the win in this game. He was given a 7-0 lead, and the Baycats were able to tie it up, but now he has a 12-7 lead. So Janice trying to avoid the same kind of thing that happened in the third inning, where the Baycats had a 6-run inning. Down and into Anderson, by the way, 2-1. This game just over an hour and a half long as of right now, by the way. And Janice took too long. Jansen steps out. He called time and was granted it. So we'll reset and do it again. Here it comes from Skylar Janice, and that's hit up the middle. Andy Leader's going to have a tough time getting there. It's going to drop. Ryan Rio scores. Right behind him, Royce Ando, as the throw is late. And the Baycats are right back in it again. It's 12-9. Another big hit in a big situation by Owen Jansen.
Brendan Cawley.
And by the way, Jansen made it to second on that. Second day in a row where Owen Jansen has taken advantage of a big opportunity and gained position on the base paths from it. Hit to the right side. That one could be trouble. That one's going to drop. Going home is Owen Jansen from second. It's a double for Brendan Cawley, and it's 12-10. The Baycats just won't stop. The offense is really rolling again, and it looks like that might be the night for Skylar Janice. Jansen scored on that. The third run of the inning. Janice is going to stay in after a meeting on the mound. It's a double for Brendan Colley, and now the top of the order in Noel McGarry-Doyle.
Back to the top of the order, left fielder number 95, Noel McGarry-Doyle.
It's a 12-10 ball game. We are in the 5th inning. Who knows what's next? I honestly have no idea. This game's gone in a whole bunch of different directions. McGarry-Doyle stands in. 4th at-bat already, and that one is a ball 1-0. He homered in his last at-bat. Also has a single and a strikeout. Here's the pitch from Jansen, and that is a check swing. He went. Would have been a strike anyway, and it is 1-1. Panthers 12, Baycats 10. We're here in the 5th inning. What a game this has been so far. Skylar Janice still the starter, still out there, and still pitching to Noel McGarry-Doyle, this time for the 4th time, and that one is foul to the right side. Looked like Brendan Colley was going on contact there. So he'll go back to second base. This inning started with a Ryan Rio single, and then Royce Ando flew out. Carson Burns doubled. Then a pop out by James Anderson. Then a single by Owen Jansen. Brendan Colley doubled, and now Noel McGarry-Doyle stands in. They have scored 3 in the inning. Looks back at second, now comes home, and that is low. The Panthers, when they bat in the next half inning, will have Evan Sherman, Kenny DiClemente, and Andy Leader as their first 3 batters. 2-2. And it won't happen yet. McGarry-Doyle calls time. Runner taking his lead off second. That's Brendan Colley. He's got some speed. He's been used as a pinch runner a few times this year as that is hit on the ground first base side. First baseman's got it. That's Simon Grinberg. Steps on the bag and ends the inning. But the Baycats add 3 more. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 12-10 for Kitchener. You're watching the Baycats and the Panthers on Baycats TV. Fifth inning, new pitcher is Brad Grieveson. Pitched a couple innings last night.
For your Kitchener Panthers, second baseman number 6, Evan Sherman.
And Grieveson, who has just had an unreal season for the Baycats, can give you some innings out of the pen or be a closer. Today it is probably getting to the end of the game is going to be his task. That's what he was asked to do against London. He had a fantastic outing. Came in the middle of the game and only gave up the one run. I believe in that game it was the one run in the last inning when the Baycats had already extended their lead. So Grieveson going to be asked to give a few innings here for Barrie. Batter is Evan Sherman, and the count is 1-1. And that's hit to left center field. Moving over is Jake Wilson. He's got under it. He'll make the catch, and there is one away.
Back to the top of the order, left fielder number 83, Kenny Clemente. Also pitching for the Baycats, number 12, Brad Grieveson.
Grieveson came into that game against London, as that one's outside, with a 1.68 ERA. Now, to put that into context, this is his second season in his return to the Baycats. If you're unfamiliar with the Brad Grieveson story, it's pretty cool. This is his return to the Baycats as pitching coach and a pitcher after pitching for the team from 2002 to 2005. Here's the 1-1. And that is foul back into the glove. Looks like, yeah, he got a piece of it. Count goes 1-2. Grieveson, in his first stint with the Baycats, not only did he win that 2005 championship with the team. Here's the 1-2. That's foul. He also had the best Baycats ERA of any Baycat qualified for a minimum amount of innings, whatever it was, ever. So he was, by ERA, the best Baycats reliever ever. Here's the pitch from Brad. And that one's fouled away. And then he came back to the team last year, established himself as both a strong starter and a strong reliever, ended up going into that closer role. And then this year has just continued. He's been maybe even better. One of the most interesting IBL stories, I think. Foul territory left side. Owen Jansen is going to watch it go beyond the fence there. Count 1-2. So Grieveson, who can do multiple roles, we saw him come in, if you were watching that game between the Baycats and the Majors yesterday on Baycats TV, we saw him come in the late innings and finish off the start from Adam Kahn to get that Baycats win. Here's the 1-2. And that is outside. And then this is more like, at least in theory, this is more like his London Majors appearance where he's going to be asked to do maybe 3 or 4 innings. 2-2. Outside again, and it's 3-2. Some supportive chat from his Kitchener dugout as Kenny DiClemente stands in, and he swings through the pitch for the strikeout. Maybe just got a piece, and it went into the glove of James Anderson. Either way, 2 away here in the inning.
Center fielder number 49, Andy Leader.
Andy Leader is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. He ended up scoring after getting on base that time, and he's just been hit by a pitch. No, it hit his bat. My apologies there. Looked like he was hit by a pitch again, but it got his bat. That's good. You don't want to see a guy... Well, you never want to see a guy hit with a pitch, first off, but you definitely don't want to see a guy hit with a pitch more than once. 0-1 from Grieveson. There's a strike, 0-2. Leader is the Kitchener team leader with 3 home runs. Here it is from Brad. That one's hit to right. Juan Familia going back. He makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Brad Grieveson in the 5th. Heading to the 6th inning, it is still 12-10 here on Baycats TV.
For the Baycats, center fielder number 15, Jake Wilson.
Second pitcher of the day for the Kitchener Panthers. Grant Shantz has come in, the right-hander, to face off against Jake Wilson. Righty against the lefty pitcher, and that one is fouled away. So the Kitchener Panthers used 4 pitchers in that game in Barrie a couple of days ago. That was on Thursday. They used Christian Hawk, Brady Schnarr, Adam Robertson, and David Bruinsma. Today, Grant Shantz the first one out of the bullpen. That one's outside to Wilson, 1-1. Jake Wilson, ever since he has moved into the number 2 spot in the batting order, has really changed his approach. We've seen fewer first pitch swings and a more patient approach from Wilson now that he's not right at the top of the order and seeing the first pitch of whether it be the game or the inning. Wilson back into foul territory on a pop-up. It's going to be caught. Nice job by Robbie Gauthier to stay with that one and make the catch, one away. So here's Juan Familia.
Right fielder number 25, Juan Familia.
Big swing and a miss from Juan Familia from Shantz. Familia has a grand slam today. Baycats down by 2 here in the top of the 6th inning. That one is a strike, and it is 0-2. 6th inning, by the way, brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. The Canadian Brew House, our house is your house. 0-2. On the ground, third base side. Nice play to stop it there and throw on to first by David Polson, and there are 2 away. Fans, the Baycats will be hosting their annual golf tournament on August 18th at Innisbrook Golf Course. The Baycats are opening it up to fans this year. If you're interested, please go to the front entrance for more information or go to barriebaycats.com to sign up. Ryan Rio to stand in, third batter of the inning. There are 2 out. He led off in the 5th inning with a single, also has a double today. The Baycats' best hitter in 2021. He's also on the cover of the team's program, which is coming to digital very soon. You'll be able to get the Baycats season program and read it online. So that's pretty cool. 0-2 is outside, and it is, or excuse me, 0-1 is outside, and it's 1-1. Rio ready at the plate, getting the pitch from the second pitcher of the day, Shantz, as that one is skied to left field. It'll be caught in left field by Kenny DiClemente, his former teammate, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Quick top of the 6th inning for the Baycats. It is still 12-10 for the Kitchener Panthers. We head to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Baycats TV.
Hitter number 35, Liam Wilson.
Liam Wilson will lead things off, DH, against Brad Grieveson, who's in for his second inning of work, and his first inning of work was excellent. It's a 1-2-3. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout. Wilson will be a tough guy to face, though. He's been on base twice today already. Pitch from Brad is hit to third. Nice one hot from Owen Jansen. Throw on to first, and there is one quick out.
First baseman number 52, Simon Grinberg.
Grinberg as well as a single. He's been on base all three times. He scored two of those times. Count 1-0 after the first pitch. Here's Grieveson again working quickly, and that one's hit to right. That one is pretty deep, but Familia is going to field it in fair territory, and it's going to be a long single. They're not going to test Juan Familia's arm. Probably smart after seeing that throw that he made to home plate.
Right fielder number 34, Keegan Marsden.
As of right now, you'd have to say Simon Grinberg is a good candidate for a Kitchener player of the game. No matter which way this game goes, he'll be one of the key performers of it. Been on base all four times. Here's Keegan Marsden. He's 0 for 3, but he had a really significant sacrifice fly last time up. And he hits that one into the air. Jake Wilson in shallow center field makes the catch, 2 away. So Stephen Whalen, the shortstop, will come up.
Shortstop number 5, Stephen Whalen.
Stephen Whalen has homered and had an infield hit. Whalen with a crouched stance a little bit on the left side of the batter's box. Nice play by Ando. Gets it to the shortstop, Carson Burns, on an underhand, and that'll end the inning very quickly. A single, but nothing more. 2 good innings so far by Brad Grieveson, heading to the top of the 7th inning here at Jack Couch Park. You're watching Baycats TV. First pitch to Royce Ando is a ball 1-0. Patrick Melbourne here with you on Baycats TV. Thanks for tuning in. Whether you're from the Barrie area and are a Baycats fan, or a Kitchener fan, as that one's hit to left field. That one's pretty deep, and that one's gonna go! Royce Ando leading things off in the 7th with a home run, and the Baycats are within 1. This game has been back and forth between these two teams.
Shortstop number 3, Carson Burns.
Panthers still lead by 1, but Ando with a big hit there. Now here's Carson Burns, and he taps that one foul on the left side. Also here at the ballpark, Matt Russell, the PA announcer for the Kitchener Panthers, and Drew Hendricks, the official scorer. All of us happy to bring you this one, as that one hit to left field, moving into foul territory, and it'll go out of play. That was Ando's second extra base hit of the game. He also had a ground rule double in the 2nd inning, which was the first hit of the day for the Baycats.
Can you recall the 50-50?
So, with Ando hitting the home run, the 3 that are scheduled to bat now are Burns, James Anderson, and Owen Jansen. Kicks, throws. That's on the ground up the middle. That's a base hit for Carson Burns, and Burns, stop me if you've heard this one before, has been on base 3 times today. Carson Burns has been on base 3 times today. He has been on base 3 times yesterday. And then the day before that, he was on base 3 times.
Catcher number 34, James Anderson.
So with Anderson coming up, there's a runner on first. James Anderson takes the first pitch, a ball from Grant Shantz. Panthers up 12-11 here in the top of the 7th inning. Pitch from Shantz is inside. Count 1-1. Bit of a break in the action. Bit of a long break in the action, actually. It's a bit surprising that it's taking this long between pitches. It's been a pretty fast-paced game overall. Grant Shantz, second pitch of the day for Kitchener, throws the pitch, swing and a miss. Throw on a second is going to be high. And in there safely is Carson Burns with his first stolen base. He has a homer, double, and a stolen base after that single. Count now 1-2 to James Anderson, who has doubled, popped up, and struck out. Every member of the Baycats today has reached base except for Jake Wilson. Looks back at second. Taking a while between pitches. Now comes home. That one's on the ground to shortstop. Not going to be a double play opportunity, but a big throw to first. And they get Anderson on the ground out. Runner gets to stay at second because of that. So Carson Burns has to stay there. Here's Owen Jansen.
Owen Jansen.
Jansen has singled twice and grounded out. Talk about how many times Jansen's been on base as well as Carson Burns. If you missed it, Jansen was on base 3 times yesterday. And then the day before that, or the game before that, excuse me, against Kitchener, he had a home run and was on base 3 times during that game. Today he's only been on base twice. 12-11 the score, pitch inside. Defense playing traditionally with the runner on second. Shortstop a little bit closer to the bag than the normal position, but second baseman is standing at the normal second base spot. All the outfielders straight up. Facing off against Owen Jansen, who has singled twice in his last 2 at-bats. The 1-0. And that is outside. Count is, I believe it is
1-1.
1-1.
Was a strike called on last pitch.
First pitch was a strike, my apologies. So it was 0-1, now it is 1-1. Looks back at the runner, now looks home. Again a look back, now comes home, and that is popped up. Jansen frustrated as that one's going to go into left field. Three fielders going for it, but it's going to be the left fielder who makes the catch. That's Kenny D. Clemente, the former Baycat, and there are two away. So after the Baycats get their first two runners on base
First
with a home
baseman,
run
number
and then a
17,
single,
Brendan Colley.
there have been two straight outs for Grant Shantz, and that'll bring up Brendan Colley. Colley 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Top of the 7th here on Baycats TV. Jack Couch Park between this game between the Baycats and the Kitchener Panthers. Brendan Colley takes a strike, 0-1. We were talking a little bit earlier about Brendan Colley's plate discipline. He has 8 walks this season, so you're gonna have to throw him strikes. And today he's hit strikes, has a double and a single. Runner doesn't go, now comes home, and that one's low. Fans still not really approving of this strike zone. It's been a wide strike zone, but it's been a consistent strike zone tonight. 1-1. Runner goes. Pitch inside, no throw to third, so Burns has third base stolen. His second stolen base of the inning. It's a ball to Brendan Colley. So we have a new scenario. Umpire calls time. Noel McGarry Doyle is on deck. Count 2-1.
Let's go, Panthers!
Grant Shantz stares in. Righty-righty matchup. Here it comes. On the ground, left side, foul, and we'll do it again. Now the count up to 2-2. This game started with Skylar Janice on the mound, and he went most of it, but now in his second inning of work, here's Grant Shantz. That one's fouled away on the ground, left side.
Put him away now, let's go.
There are 2 outs, so there can't be a sac fly. The Baycats down by 1 in the 7th. Panthers up by 1. It's 12-11. Kicks and throws. As that is hit left side, that's going to get through for a base hit. Carson Burns is going to score, and it's a tie game again. It was 7-0 Panthers. Then it was 7-7. Then it was 12-7 Panthers. And now it is 12-12 in the
Back to
7th
the top of
inning.
the order, left fielder number 95, Noel McGarry Doyle.
This has been a wild one. And now Noel McGarry Doyle. An RBI single for Brendan Colley scores Carson Burns, and we are tied. McGarry Doyle, as the umpire gives a second to everybody. Back in the batter's box. The righty Shantz delivers. And that's a ball.
Usually they flash. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
McGarry Doyle, left-handed hitter at the top of this batting order as it turns around. This is his 5th plate appearance, and we're only in the 7th inning. Kicks, throws, and it is low.
You got a free base, don't give him anything.
McGarry Doyle has a home run today, one of 3 Baycats home runs. And he can run too. 2-0. That is on the ground, foul. It is 2-2. It was 2-1, excuse me. Umpire taking a little bit longer to relay the signs. Now it is 2-2.
So I'm just trying to get
No, it's all
on
good.
this end.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's all good.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
'Cause if you miss
A
that-
big lead at first from Brendan Colley.
Yeah.
Ready on the mound. Shots there. Colley goes. That's on the ground. Throw on to first, and that'll end the inning. But the Baycats tie things up. Heading to the bottom of the 7th. It is 12-12. You're watching Baycats TV. Welcome back. Bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch from Brad Grieveson entering his 3rd inning of work is grounded to Carson Burns, and that one's going to get through. It's hit very, very hard. And he'll be on first with a base hit. So we just get our graphics sorted here. Patrick Melbourne with you here on Baycats TV, and we have a special guest for the rest of the game. Mark Paré is here, the voice of the Kitchener Panthers. Hello, Mark.
Well, hello there, Patrick. Can't get rid of me in this ballpark, that is for sure. I had some work commitments earlier on today. Otherwise, this game, of course, would be on the Kitchener Panthers YouTube page.
We
but
stole it from you.
You kind of stepped in, but I do thank you for stepping in to, I guess, pinch hit for me, if you will, and use the Baycats television as a property for our glorious fans here in the IBL to take in some Sunday afternoon action, and what a game it has been.
It has been absolutely wild. Tied at 12 here in the 7th inning. 7th inning, by the way, brought to you by Firehouse Subs, Barrie and Aurelia. Only top quality, freshly sliced meats and cheeses piled high on toasty hot rolls. Buy subs, save lives. Brad Grieveson on the mound. Runner on first, nobody out. Doesn't go, and the pitch is outside to David Polson, playing his 2nd game with the Kitchener Panthers.
It's been kind of a common thing for the Panthers the last couple of weeks, just starting to pick up some new guys onto their roster. Of course, we saw Kenny DiClemente make his debut not too long ago. David Polson coming in. We saw Skylar Janice, after signing earlier on in the year, finally making his debut in a Panthers uniform. So this is that time of year, Patrick, where teams are starting to pick up some guys for that stretch run, if you will.
Obviously, the Baycats expecting Frank Garces soon. They've added Juan Familia and Malik Williams lately. And the lineup looking very different than it has early on in the season. Baycats really have been on a roll. Grieveson comes home, and that is hit to third. Owen Jansen goes to second for one. Back to first! And it gets away from Brendan Colley, so they get the lead runner, and there's one away. But David Polson reaches for the first time today on a fielder's choice.
And that's what you like to see, Patrick, just making contact with the ball.
Second baseman number 6.
Slow enough.
Sherman.
You know, Robbie Gauthier trying to make it over to second. That was going to be the start of a double play, but David Poulsen not giving up on the play, just legging it out, getting over to first.
So here's Evan Sherman, singled and scored in the second inning that saw the Panthers score 6 runs. Since then has struck out and flown out. First pitch, a ball to him, 1-0.
And Evan Sherman's one of those team players, really comes into the lineup when he needs to, and this is his opportunity. Showcase, have a couple of good games, have a few good at-bats, and try to get into this lineup a little bit more consistently.
Big cut and a miss from Sherman is 1-1. Poulsen on first, one away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Baycats have come back and tied it for a second time. It is 12-12. It was 7-0 Kitchener, and then it was 7-7, and then it was 12-7 Kitchener, and now it's 12-12. Brad Grieveson has come in. This is his 3rd inning of work. He's likely going the rest of the way. Curveball is popped up. Anderson under it, calling off Brendan Colley. He makes the catch, 2 away. Now, I was talking a bit about Brad Grievous' story in the IBL. One of the Baycats' best relievers in his first stint from 2002 to 2005, and then came back last season as the pitching coach, ended up pitching, was one of the best relievers then, and now this year has been almost unhittable. It's just an incredible story with Brad Grieveson on the mound.
Yeah, that's a great story indeed. And I mean, you think about some of the long haulers in the IBL just being able to make an impact in this league year in and year out. You always like to see a good comeback story, and Brad Grieveson is definitely one of those.
David Poulsen just stole second base with Kenny DiClemente on the mound, so Grieveson and Anderson will talk about the strategy to DiClemente. It is his 5th at-bat. He has scored in 3 of them. Had a triple, a walk, a hit by pitch. Scored all 3 times, also has a strikeout swinging. And he's a guy who started last season with the Baycats. Joined the Panthers for this year. It was Jet Jarvis leading off earlier in the season for the Panthers, but now it's been DiClemente lately, as that pitch is in the strike zone, 1-1.
And DiClemente actually started with the Panthers as a number 9 hitter, and he's slowly moved his way up the lineup. Really came into this lineup with a force, really, and started to show that, you know what, I can reach base, I can get on with a couple of hits, I can be patient at the plate, and that's really improved his status on this team.
Grieveson ready. Gets his sign, looks back at second. The 1-2 coming to Kenny DiClemente. Righty pitcher, lefty hitter. Here it comes. Hit off the end of the bat, left side into foul territory, and it'll go into the trees.
And this, at this point in time, a 12-12 game, bottom of the 7th, you got the heart of the lineup coming up. This is a batter you want to try and retire here. You want to get that final out before you start reaching and having to deal with an Andy Leader who's been red hot all season long. You got Liam Wilson there too.
Pitch outside, 2-2. You see Leader, you see Wilson, you see Simon Grinberg. That's a 2-3-4 that has been hitting very well. And then Keegan Marsden, hitting after all those guys, has a ton of RBI.
Yeah, Marsden is a very underrated player on this team. I mean, this is a guy that's been around the league for a long time.
Big swing and a miss. Kenny DiClemente down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. We are through 7 here at Jack Couch Park. It is Baycats 12, Panthers 12. You're watching Baycats TV.
Start at the top of the 8th for the Baycats. Center fielder number 15, Jake Wilson.
First pitch to Jake Wilson is high as we enter the top of the 8th inning. Patrick Melbourne, Mark Paré here with you. This is Mark's first appearance on Baycats TV. He is the voice of the Kitchener Panthers.
I'm just making all kinds of appearances. I was calling a game for the Guelph Royals last weekend.
Yeah, I noticed that.
There was also the Brantford Red Sox as they were taking on the Kitchener Panthers last Wednesday. Got to call a game on Rogers TV.
So you're calling for just about everybody right
Pretty
now.
much. I mean, now that I'm on Baycats TV, it's half the league.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, London.
Great
you
stuff to
come
put
in.
on your resume there.
Exactly. London may come calling soon. Maybe Hamilton, maybe Welland.
2-1 the count. How was the Rogers TV game?
Rogers TV game was pretty well. Panthers showed a lot of heart in that contest. It was a very close knit game. Of course, Brantford still looking for that first win of the season, and you know what they've
been fighting lately.
They were fighting, but the Panthers were able to pull it out in the end.
2-2 coming up.
Just
That
one
one's
of those
upstairs.
things where
3-2.
you got teams like that it's those, and it's like this in every single team with every single league. You make a couple of mistakes and your opponents are able to capitalize on that. And that's what I've been seeing from the Brantford Red Sox this season, is just you make a couple of mistakes and your opponents are able to tack on a couple of runs and you're just unable to recover.
That was either a hit by pitch or I got the count wrong. Either way, Jake Wilson is over at first base now. So I apologize for that. I got the count wrong. I said 2-2. It was 3-2, and then Wilson took ball 4, so he's at first base right now. Of course, you're doing that game for Rogers TV, and it aired in Brantford. We have a partnership with Baycats TV on Rogers TV. All our home games are on Rogers TV in Barrie, and we're glad to see that more of the league is partnering.
And there's been really such a big jump since I started following the league just about the end of 2017, early 2018. Just the commitment from media partners, the commitment of being able to doing broadcasts like this. Of course, the Panthers just starting on its broadcast journey at the beginning of last season, and you're starting to see it a lot more in this league where teams are picking up more equipment to do stuff like this. Broadcasters like ourselves are able to kind of do things.
Right center field, making the catch is Andy Leader, so going back to first will be Jake Wilson. Juan Familia with the at-bat right there, and that'll bring up Ryan Rio.
And that's not to mention the social media game of all the teams in the IBL. I mean, you think about the social media teams that have been doing some great work, especially on Twitter. Definitely give all the teams in the IBL a follow because they've been doing some great work. Not to mention pushing out the special nights that you see around the league in these ballparks. It's really something special to behold.
Runner goes from first. That's Wilson. He's got good speed. Throw to second, and he's safe. Jake Wilson with the stolen base. Gets him to scoring position. Fans, Baycats Shop is your one-stop shop for all things Baycats. From jerseys, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and fan gear, Baycats Shop has it all. Visit shopbaycats.com today or follow us on Instagram at shopbaycats. And of course, many teams launching their online shops, so fans can get their merch. As Ryan Rio pops that one into center field, it's actually trailing more into deep center field, and it's going to be Andy Leader catching it in left center field at the warning track. It looked like a pop-up off the bat, but it turned into a fly ball that really had something on it.
He took more detours than I do during construction season here in Kitchener. That was a ball that was roving around in the sky the entire way through. And Leader had to be careful. As the closer he got to the warning track, it almost seemed like he was trying to watch the wall at the same time as trying to keep his eye on the ball to make the catch.
Here's Royce Ando, who homered his last time up. First pitch up and away as they're kind of pitching around him a little bit. Still Grant Shantz on the mound, second pitcher of the day for Kitchener. They used 4 pitchers in that 15-2 game at Vintage Throne Stadium on Thursday, none of whom were Grant Shantz. They used Christian Hawk, Brady Schnarr, Adam Robertson, and David Bruinsma in that game. Ando 2 for 4, a double and a homer. 1-1. Big swing and a miss, 1-2. Baycats with a runner in scoring position and 2 out here in the top of the 8th inning. It is a tie game. In a game that has been as unpredictable as any game the Baycats have played this year. And I'm sure, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm sure as unpredictable as any game the Panthers have played this year. Ground ball to shortstop. Throw on to first, and that'll end the inning. We're still tied, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning here on Baycats TV. Home run leader Andy Leader steps in for the Kitchener Panthers in the bottom of the 8th inning. As we welcome you back to Jack Couch Park. And this game being broadcast exclusively on Baycats TV. We have myself, Patrick Melbourne, and the voice of the Kitchener Panthers, Mark Paré, with you. It is a tie 12-12 game. And if the Panthers want to get things going, it'll start with the top of the order and guys like Andy Leader and Liam Wilson.
And this team has some firepower in their lineup, up 1 through 9. I mean, you think about the Kitchener Panthers, you know, consistently throughout the season, they're a team that's been, you know, batting a 3-0, at least a 300-plus average. So they've been getting on base more often than not.
2-0 is outside the zone, 3-0.
And that's just what they're hitting, Patrick. Think about just the amounts that they're able to draw walks, getting hit by pitch.
There's a 3-0 strike in the middle of the zone. Count 3-1. Brad Grieveson on the man facing off against Andy Leader. And that's ball 4. No, it's not. There was a pitch up and away, it looked like, but it's been a wide zone all evening long. The Kitchener fans, huge fans of that one. Clearly, as I'm sure you can hear.
I mean, Andy Leader thought that was a walk himself. That bat was all the way back at the dugout.
Truthfully, I think everybody thought it was, including Brad Grieveson, as that one is fouled away. So it was 3-1 on that. Now it's 3-2, and Grieveson has battled back in.
Be consistent, that's all we ask. Be replaced. You can be replaced, you know.
Fans asking him to be consistent. When he has been consistent, it's been a wide zone, as that is stopped by Royce Ando, but it's going to be a base hit. Ando did a good job to keep it from going into the outfield, where it might have ended up being a double, but it's a long single for Andy Leader.
Designated hitter number 35, Liam Wilson.
And that's what you like to see from Andy Leader, Patrick. Just knowing that you had that 3-1 count, a clearly controversial 3-1 pitch. You battled through it and you get on base.
Here's Wilson. They've done a good job in keeping Wilson off the base pass for the most part. He's only 2 for 4 as that's a small bunt left side, and it's going to be an infield single on the bunt for Liam Wilson.
You don't
Leader goes
see
up to
that.
second. Sorry, what was that?
You don't see that all too often. I mean, you have the power of the bat of Liam Wilson. The last thing you're going to expect is a bunt, and they caught the Baycats flat-footed on that play.
Wilson on base for the 3rd time today, so I think that's a good day overall, only having him get on 3 of 5 times considering his talent. But now he's battling on the mound. Brad Grieveson is with 2 runners on and nobody out. Simon Grinberg at the plate. Kicks, throws, and that is a strike. Cheers for the umpire from the stands.
Little bit of a Bronx cheer, if you will.
For what it's worth, I think Matt Neely behind the plate has actually done a pretty good job today. It's been a wide zone, but it has been a consistent zone to my eyes. There's a strike to Grinberg. It's just that when you see that wide zone, you'll see a lot of strikes that maybe you don't think are strikes on the first viewing, but it's been that way for both teams. Grieveson looks back, runner dancing, and now he comes home, and that one's popped up. Grieveson points at it, but it's going to go behind him to Carson Burns. Burns back a couple of steps. He makes the play, and there is one away. That'll bring up Keegan Marsden.
Keegan Marsden.
Now, you mentioned Marsden is an underrated guy in this offense. Can you expand a little bit on that and tell fans who might not be familiar with him what he brings?
Well, this is a guy that in the run to the IBL finals, those consistent years where it was the Panthers and the Baycats doing battle year after year, Marsden has been one of those bats, that was doing a lot of damage, even going back to last season. Coming back from shoulder surgery, expanding on his average, upping it even as well, was one of the few hitters that really could do some damage in the playoffs when they were swept by the Brantford Red Sox. And now you add, guys like Grinberg, you add, Liam Wilson, who came in halfway through 2019, Andy Leader, who has really picked things up, Kenny DiClemente is showing that he can be a guy that can get on base. You don't think about Marsden all that much, but that's the last thing you want to do is, underestimate the power that Marsden can bring, because he can crank one over the fence when you least expect it.
Marsden up 3-0 in this at-bat. Brad Grieveson trying to battle back in and keep Marsden from reaching base for the first time today. The only Kitchener Panther to not reach base as Marsden pops it up, but it's going to go out of play. Marsden 0 for 4 today. Grieveson looks back at the runner at second. That is Andy Leader. Now back at his catcher. Comes home. And that's hit to left center field. Moving back is Noel McGarry Doyle, moving way back, and that one's over his head. That one goes to the wall. Leader's going to score. Stopping at third is Liam Wilson, and it's a double for Keegan Marsden. The Panthers have taken a 13-12 lead here in the 8th inning. And for the 3rd time today, they have the lead.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, Patrick. Just the power in that bat, the patience at the plate, and can drive it all the way to the fence. That one landed right near the warning track. And Keegan Marsden, an underrated member of the lineup, getting things done when the Panthers need it the most. And now we got a pinch runner. That is Jordan Carthy out at second base, who's coming in for Keegan Marsden.
So Carthy coming in.
And Carthy's usually a pitcher, but more and more this season, we have seen him come into the game as more in that pinch runner role, fast on the base paths, and a utility guy, if you will.
Baycats have used pitchers on the base paths in pinch running situations at times as well. The starter today, Evan Souls, entered the game yesterday as a pinch runner late. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you can hit as long as you can run. I'm not saying Evan Souls can't hit. He can hit a little bit, but
Well, and that's one of those
He's not
things.
a hitter as a primary position.
It's one of those things, right, Patrick, where it's kind of in a way an embarrassment of riches, where if you know that you got you've got a a dugout, and a bullpen rather that can you can stretch out the rest of the game, and you know that, hey, we're not going to need you for this game. You got the speed. Let's throw you on the base paths and see what you can do.
13-12 Panthers. They have added a run to take the lead in the 8th here as that pitch is up high, 1-2. Stephen Whalen is the batter against Brad Grieveson, the pitcher.
And this is another guy that can get things done in key times. I still recall he was a guy that put in a game winner against the Baycats just last season.
Whalen hitting .315 coming into today. Has a homer, an infield hit where he scored, and then a couple of outs, a pop-up and a ground out. Count 1-2 to him now. Has a .367 on-base average coming into today. Grieveson ready. Looks at the runner at third. Now comes home. That one's way up high, and it is 2-2.
And see the position of Whalen at the dish there. He's a little bit closer to home plate, almost like he's trying to squeeze the strike zone, if you will.
Grieveson, another excellent appearance to this point. Only the one run. Trying to end the inning as quickly as possible. Here's the pitch to Whalen, and that is strike 3. Whalen down on strikes on another wide strike zone call, 2 away. Here's Robbie Gauthier.
Robbie Gauthier.
So Gauthier, who has been hit by a pitch, doubled, singled, and flown out. With 2 runners on and 2 out against Brad Grieveson.
Good veteran guy on this team, of course, coming over from the Red Sox this season.
Popped up. Third base, Owen Jansen moving back. Gets called off by Carson Burns, who makes the catch at shortstop and retires the side. All right, we head to the 9th.
Yeah, that's okay.
Panthers 13, Baycats 12. Let's see how the rest of this game goes. You're watching Baycats TV.
Yeah.
Carson Burns starts things off here as we welcome you back to the top of the 9th inning. As the pitch is upstairs from Ted Brimblecombe, the third pitcher of the day for the Kitchener Panthers. He'll face Carson Burns, James Anderson, and Owen Jansen, up by a run. Pitch from the righty, Brimblecombe. Swung on and missed, and it is 1-1.
Brimblecombe, another pickup by the Panthers mid-season.
Innings 8 and 9, by the way, brought to you by Mr. Lawn Care and Landscaping. Mr. Lawn Care and Landscaping, servicing Simcoe County for all of your landscaping needs. There's a strike. Burns has a home run, a double, and a single today. He's a triple away from the cycle. I haven't commentated on the cycle, by the way.
No, me neither. I've never seen a cycle in person.
1-2. Big swing and a miss. Burns down on strikes, 1 away. Did you see Austin Hayes the other day hit a cycle in 4 at-bats?
Yeah, I did see that. Very well done. One thing I'm very curious, would you rather see a player hit for the cycle, or would you rather see a no-hitter live in person?
No-hitter.
No-hitter, without a doubt?
100%. And I'd rather commentate on it than just see it.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to commentate a no-hitter. Curveball is a strike from Brimblecombe to James Anderson with 1 away here. Anderson has doubled. He's 1 for 4.
They can be a rare sight. That is for sure. Anything but a no-hitter here, that's for sure. 13-12.
Yeah, and the Baycats have really battled well in this game, but they trail by 1 right now. If you're a Kitchener Panthers fan, you're just tense at the moment, but that one's hit to left field. That one's pretty far back at the wall, and it's gone! James Anderson, late game again, ties it up, and it's 13-13. Anderson! And he gets greeted by the whole team.
A big home run in the late stages of this game.
Number 14, Owen Jensen.
Had the power. Had DiClemente traveling. Thought he was going to get to it, but just barely clearing the fence just to the left of the scoreboard here at Jack Couch Park.
The Baycats have battled back in this game 3 times now. From 7-0, from 12-7, and now in the 9th inning it is tied at 13. That one is popped up by Owen Jansen. It is caught at third base by David Polson.
First baseman,
and there are 2 away.
Brandon Colley.
What a game at Jack Couch Park today.
Yeah, the fans are getting their money's worth. That is for sure.
And of course today is both the local minor baseball night and the Bring Your Dog to the Park night. 13-13 in the 9th. Here's Brendan Colley. He's been on base 3 of 4 times today.
Yeah, of course, those 2 promotions were supposed to happen earlier on this season, but a couple of rainouts preventing those from actually happening.
13-13. Baycats yet to play in a rainout so far this season. It looked for a little bit like there would be some rain across both Barrie and Kitchener around this time, but it has not happened yet. Pitch from Brimblecombe is down and away.
Oh, I caught all the rain over in Guelph. I was up in the Royal City earlier on today. I got probably about 20 minutes worth of steady rainfall.
It looked like it was starting to rain near Barrie, but it hasn't here in Kitchener. It looked like there were dark clouds a little bit above. You can kind of see it on there. There are no dark clouds, just normal ones. There's a strike, and it is 1-2. Brendan Colley has one of the best eyes on the team. And the count, 2-2. Here we go. 2-2. And that's a strikeout, and that'll end the inning. But the Baycats tie things up. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 13-13. You're watching Baycats TV. First pitch from Brad Grieveson in the bottom of the 9th inning to David Polson. Here's a pitch from Grieveson. First one was a strike. Second one, just high. I had an error in my scorebook that made me think Robbie Gauthier was leading off, but it's David Polson. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1-2.
Yeah, Robbie Gauthier popping up to shortstop.
How on earth did you remember that?
I have a weird memory.
You do. Like, that's... Yeah, I couldn't remember that. That's lined right back to Grieveson. And there is one away.
That was very nonchalant of Grieveson, just grabbing that ball,
Second baseman,
lined
number 6,
right toward his glove. He
Sherman.
barely moved.
See, the reason I need to score or have a point streak open is because my memory when it comes to things that have just happened in baseball, not going to happen.
See, typically I have the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, but you can remember stuff like that.
I can remember stuff like that. As a kid,
Yeah.
I would remember license plates for some reason.
That's very odd.
And it's the weirdest things that
See,
I remember.
I'm the opposite. I can remember like most things like medium and long term, but when it comes to short term just happened on baseball, like sometimes like something can just happen, I moved on and I don't remember it. That's fouled right back.
Well, my thing is too, I suffered a concussion it's probably about a good 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
And I don't know what it is, but my long-term memory, not that great ever since. My
Okay.
short-term memory, perfectly fine.
Fair enough. 1-1. And that is outside, 2-1. It'll be Evan Sherman and then Kenny DiClemente. 2-1. And that is just outside. And a strike zone that has been mostly wide today does not expand there.
It looked like that was right at the knees.
And that's why the Baycats might not be thrilled with that one. 3-1. That's a solid base hit on a 3-1 count. It gets by McGarry Doyle. This is going to be extra bases for Evan Sherman. And it is a double.
Back to the top of the order, left fielder number 83, Kenny DiClemente.
So a one-out double for Evan Sherman, and now the dangerous top of the order. DiClemente, Leader, and Wilson are the three batters next. There is one out.
Oh, we talked about it before, Patrick. Just those one or two mistakes could end up costing you. A mistake that we just saw there, that ball getting past the left fielder, and that one's going to be popped up.
Yeah, popped up into shallow center field. Jake Wilson moving over and making the catch 2 away. It did get by Noel McGarry Doyle. But now there are 2 out. That was a huge out right there.
Yeah, that's what you need as a response. A mistake made in the left field turned a single into an acquired base over at second base, a man in scoring position with one out. You get that pop-up. Now you just have to focus on the batter. You don't have to worry about the runner at second as much.
Here's Andy Leader. First pitch is low. Baycats 13, Panthers 13. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning here at Jack Couch Park. Brad Grieveson is on the mound. Andy Leader is at the plate. It is a 1-0 count as this game is entering perhaps its most exciting time in a game that has been full of exciting times. Big swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Might have just got a piece as it went into James Anderson's glove. Either way, it's a strike, 1-1.
A big cut by Andy Leader there. Looked like he was trying to drive that one into left field.
Grieveson looks back at the runner, just to give himself an extra second. Still looking back, now comes home, and that is just up high, 2-1. Strike zone really has appeared to shrink in the 9th inning. Patrick Melbourne, Mark Paré with you on Baycats TV. Matt Russell's the PA announcer. Drew Hendricks is the official scorer, and we can't wait to see how this one closes up. Here's the pitch from Brad Grieveson. It's popped up. Anderson's under it. Anderson makes the catch, and we're going to extra innings here at Jack Couch Park. 13-13 between the Baycats and the Panthers. You're watching Baycats TV. Noel McGarry-Doyle hits the first pitch on a line right side and threw for a base hit. And that's how we got extra innings started.
Noel McGarry-Doyle with authority, not even waiting.
Center fielder
Of course, a
number
runner
15, Jake Wilson.
starting on second. It looked like he was going to run home, but a good throw back into the infield, preventing the runner from advancing back. Of course, that's Colley out there.
Yep, Brennan Colley, who was the final out in the 9th inning. He struck out. He starts on second base with the extra innings rule. Runner going, that's Noel McGarry-Doyle. He can run, so he decides to just take second base. Kind of rare to have him only have one stolen base in a game, to be honest with you. He's up to second, and the Baycats have 2 in scoring position with Jake Wilson coming up.
2 runners in scoring position. This is tough for the Panthers. Crunch time.
And that's how quickly this can change with the extra innings rules. That one's down low.
And you can see the Panthers, all 4 of the infielders basically on the grass at this point. Just a couple of them maybe about a foot into the dirt.
That's a really good point, because they're all in there trying to make a play. Pitch from Brimblecombe, Ted Brimblecombe, back out there for another inning of work as it goes down low to Jake Wilson. Wilson standing in there. Has been on base once today. As that one is down low, that's ball 4, and the Baycats have the bases loaded in the 10th.
That's a big walk. Now you got,
Right fielder number 25.
as you mentioned, Patrick, the
Juan
bases
Familia.
are loaded, and the Baycats have an opportunity here. Nobody out here in the top of the 10th to do some damage.
And Juan Familia is at the plate, who has hit a grand slam already today. He has 2 home runs with the Baycats across 3 games. He has 2 doubles on top of that. He is just looking like an incredible part of this Baycats batting order. And now he gets another chance to do something big for Baycats fans. Righty comes home. Big swing and a miss, 0-1.
Trying, I guess, if you will, looking for a double helping of the grand salami.
Yeah, no secret on what he was trying for on that swing. 0-1 coming up. Kicks and throws. And that one's down low, 1-1. Familia came into today hitting .375. The grand slam is his only hit, but, it was a grand slam. 1-1. And an interesting fact is that one's down low. Both of his home runs, his grand slam and his home run, have come in a game with a grand slam in it. Because Brant Fianfonte hit one on that Thursday game. And both of them have come in games against the Kitchener Panthers. 2-1. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Here it is. Third base. Nice grab. He steps on the bag. He's going to get Brendan Colley in a rundown. Throw to the catcher. Did he tag him? He didn't tag him. It's going to be a battle. I think he touched the plate, and the Baycats are certainly going to argue he touched the plate. It looked like he did as he went by, didn't it?
It did look like he got him.
And they're saying he's out. They're saying he's out.
So this is going to be
So he's going to touch the plate now.
So that's a force out, even if he touches the plate there. So,
But I thought he touched the plate as he went by. And this is going to be a heck of an argument, isn't it? I don't even know where my scorebook
see,
is going to go.
this is why you have the benefit of television here, where I'm going to go back on Baycats TV, rewind the tape,
Go
if you
for it.
will, and
Yeah.
let's see what we can
Yeah,
find
go
out.
for it. Let's see what we have. So McGarry-Doyle is out. We know that, I think. I'm confused. Because Familia's at first. Wilson's at second. McGarry-Doyle is out. And then Colley, is either out or... Well, he's definitely out, but we're going to see whether he touched the plate or not. On our end, anyway, and we'll get back to you. Josh Matlow is out on the field. Don Menard also out on the field. And this is the difference between 1 out and 2 outs. And they're going to call him out, aren't they? No, they're not, are they? Because the Panthers are very angry about this. And there are players running on the field.
Yeah, he touched home plate.
He touched home plate.
He touched home plate.
So Mark Paré on our replay has confirmed that Brendan Colley has touched home plate. Did they call him safe?
They called him out.
No, they called him out at the time, but now the Panthers are very upset. So just looking over, why are they upset?
And now Menard's getting tossed.
Yeah, Dom Menard is very heated right now. The Kitchener fans behind the plate who have been, frankly, louder than I have all evening.
So I have the replay right here.
Let's see it.
This is just after the catch was made by the third baseman.
Let's see it. Okay. So Colley coming home.
There's the catch.
Colley definitely touched the plate.
Yes.
Brendan Colley 100% touched home plate.
However, it looked like that Robbie Gauthier also had his foot on the plate when he made the catch.
Right. So is that a force?
That would be a force. It's bases loaded. That's going to be a... That's...
Well, but Colley was the runner that started, so he was the first runner. So why would it be a force?
Well, the bases are loaded.
Yeah, I guess so, eh? I don't know. That's as puzzling as I've seen. So they're going to give the Baycats a run.
Designated hitter number 27, Ryan Rio.
So after all of that, Colley did touch the plate, and I guess they're giving him the run for touching the plate.
Which is very peculiar to me.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to go back and revisit it all. Kitchener fans not thrilled about it. Ryan Rio stands in, swings, and foul tips it. And frankly, nothing these umpires will do the rest of the way will please the fans that have already made up their mind.
Mm-hmm.
So we apologize if you hear that in the back, and
not to mention the
more
fact
so
that
if they use any language that
this umpire team's come under a lot of scrutiny in this game, especially for that strike zone.
Sure has.
So
big swing and a miss, by the way, from Ryan Rio. Count is 0-2. They're giving the Baycats the run. So it is 14-13. It looked like Colley stepped on the bag, so they're deciding that that is a run. I guess they're deciding that Robbie Gauthier was not on the plate when that happened. I don't know. 1-2. Hit off the end of the bat, left side. That one's going to go. See, there are things that are easy in broadcasting baseball, and there are things that are a little tougher in broadcasting baseball.
You can say that again. So again, you can see the bases again were loaded.
Yeah.
So
we're just watching this behind the scenes, the replay. Yeah. So that is over at third. And he's out. Wilson tries to steal third, and he's out. So Wilson caught stealing.
You start complaining about that?
They got one out, right?
So that's the second out or the first out? Because McGarry Doyle isn't on the bases anymore?
There's a
that's the
strikeout
third out.
there. That'll finish it off.
Rio down on strikes. McGarry Doyle was the first out. Wilson was the second out. And Rio was the third out. And frankly, a fan sounds like they're about to get ejected. So we're going to take the break. Come right back. It's Baycats 14, Panthers 13. We're on Baycats TV. Welcome back to Baycats TV. So we've been talking through the break. Thank goodness Mark Paré is here. So we've figured out, I think, that Noel McGarry-Doyle being out at third opened up that base and made the play stop being a forced play. So as Colley's coming back, he suddenly has a base to be able to go back to since McGarry-Doyle is out.
That's why you saw a little bit of a rundown situation kind of happen.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. So Colley was able to go back now that McGarry-Doyle was out. First pitch from Grieveson is up high. So by the time he was heading home, it was no longer a force.
Yeah.
Colley stepped on the plate and was safe. So that was a run for the Baycats. So we have, I think, decided that they called it properly.
It seems that way. As much as the Panthers may not like it, what happened there at third base,
Foul back.
as long as he was able to throw home before touching the bag at third, that would have been the force out right there. But because the bag was touched at third, the force out is irrelevant.
Yep. I think we figured this out.
He's able to come home, or he would have been able to go to third. The force out again, irrelevant. And Robbie Gauthier would have had to make the tag in order to make the out at home. And the umpires
pitch to Liam Wilson is going to have to wait a little bit. Andy Leader, by the way, is the runner on second, the automatic runner. Leader does run well.
So yeah, that's just one of those things where
it took us a while.
It took
and
a
it
little
took
bit.
everybody a while, let's be honest.
a very confusing situation, to say the
But
least.
we have, I think, determined that the umpires did make the correct call, and the Baycats run should have counted to make it 14-13, which means Brad Grieveson is now going for, well, he would be going for the win, but it's a save situation in everything but actual stats. He's trying to say, he's trying to close this one out, is what I'm trying to say.
But a tough closeout when you're facing the order that you're facing right now.
Yes. Here's the pitch to Liam Wilson. It's granted foul on the right side. And
after all
we
of that,
appreciate as well Drew Hendricks, the official scorer, getting everything down on Point Street, because that's a tough one.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
To be decided.
That's a tough one.
But if you're the Panthers, the saving grace there is that you escaped a bases loaded situation with barely anybody out, with only one run against.
Foul back. And, you know, if... I assume if the Baycats aren't up by one or anything, they would have said something in the break. So, assuming it's 14-13, which I think we've all come to the conclusion it is, this is equal opportunity for them to score a run with the automatic runner, and
for
it's
those,
all fair.
And for those that are just joining us, of course, throughout all that confusion, Don Menard very heated on.
Did he get
on
ejected?
the field. He did get ejected, so that is why you have Matt McGovern, who is now patrolling third base for the Panthers.
And Don Menard was very upset about that one. Josh Matlow wasn't thrilled about the way it started, but obviously the Baycats okay with the outcome right now. 14-13 the score. Pitch outside. It's even 2-2 to Liam Wilson.
Yeah, temper's really flaring in this game between both sides. Almost looks like
this
that
has
scene
been
in Los
one
Angeles
of the
earlier
game,
today.
Yeah, with the Angels. This has been maybe the game of the year from an entertainment standpoint, because it's been back and forth.
Very much so.
I don't know if either of these teams would call it their game of the year from a performance standpoint, but from a viewer standpoint, it's been absolutely tremendous. That one's outside 3-2.
And that's the thing with both of these teams, you know, at least from the Panthers' perspective. A team that's very hot on the base path, they can put up the points, but they struggle to keep the opponents at base. You end up with lopsided scoring more often than not when the Panthers aren't getting the balls going.
Hit to left field. That one's pretty deep, and that one's gonna go.
Walk off.
The Panthers have walked it off and won the game 15-14. So after all of that, Kitchener ends up winning, and the Panthers have improved to 7-9.
And of course, apropos in this game, an exciting finish to say the least. Liam Wilson, the player that you count on to do stuff like that, a no-doubter to left center field to finish things off. A big win for the Panthers here on home field.
The Panthers get the win that they've been looking for a while, ever since Barrie beat them at Vintage Throne Stadium on Thursday. It was back and forth, It looked like the Baycats were potentially going to at least challenge into this inning with that one-run lead, but the Kitchener Panthers get a home run from Liam Wilson.
And I'm looking over at the dugout for the Baycats, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is Ryan Rio.
Yeah.
Looking at the fans, who is just giving it to him, and he's just looking at his fingers, and I believe he's giving the signal of 6 rings. We got 6 rings. Where are yours?
Panthers beat the Baycats 15-14. We thank you for watching here on Baycats TV. Mark Paré, any final thoughts?
What a game. I know I joined halfway through, but a great finish to say the least.
It was a heck of a game from an entertainment standpoint. We thank you for watching here on Baycats TV. We hope you join us. The full Baycats TV schedule and the Barrie Baycats schedule is available on barriebaycats.com. For Mark Paré, for PA announcer Matt Russell, official scorer Drew Hendricks, I'm Patrick Melbourne. Thank you so much for watching.